Welcome, Rolf Versluis here, Block Ops, and I've got with me FinPunk, Rob Viglione. We're ready to give our Zencash bi-weekly update on May 2nd, 2018. We got a lot of great news today, so let's get started. Rob, you ready?
Yes, thank you, Rolf. So welcome everyone. This is another action-packed update. So if you're not sitting down, you may want to sit down for this one. But before we even go in, number one, we're going to try to truncate these things to be a little bit more streamlined and a little bit quicker. So everyone participating today, please keep that in mind. But we're always available for Q&A at the end. And if there's any detail that maybe we skipped, more than happy to stick around and answer any of your questions. Number two, I want to say, guys, we're approaching our one-year anniversary. So just congratulations to the community, congratulations to the team. We've come a really, really long way from where we started, and I'm really proud of where we are today. So diving right in here. So same big picture stuff. We'll give you some dev updates, give you a secure node system update, talk a little about R&D. We've got some really big stuff on the business development side. So that's going to be some highlights we want to mention there. Then we'll switch to marketing and do the regional activity updates. So first and foremost, our community member highlights. We've got three outstanding gentlemen from the community this time. So 640 Kilobyte actually wrote a script to help community members salvage private keys. I actually haven't seen that myself, but that's very interesting. Thank you very much for that. And Nate, Stoic Nate, always ridiculously helpful in the forums and the community on Discord. And just notable mention here for helping people set up secure nodes. So thank you very much. And Zionix, this is Zionix's name on Reddit, but he is, let's see, Spiral on Discord, just helping out across the board with grassroots awareness. So thank you very much. We really wouldn't be anywhere without our community, so we really appreciate you guys. And any other honorable mentions going forward, as always, please reach out to ZenChick on Discord. Okay, so one of the really big updates that, if you guys missed it this last week, it's a really big deal. Digital Currency Group, DCG, decided to add Zencash to their portfolio. So DCG, if you guys don't know about these guys, they're a prolific industry investor group. So they own, in whole or in part, 82 companies in the industry, including CoinDesk. These guys they own Grayscale Investments, which sets up investment trusts for select projects. And we are the fourth public blockchain project that they've added to their portfolio. So they have Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, Zcash, and now Zencash. So this was a really big deal for us. And what it means, besides their direct support, which these guys are extremely knowledgeable about the industry, they've been around for a really long time, and they can help us out across the business line. Everything with helping us out on tech, they could help us on business relationships, help us out understanding the regulatory environment, and so forth. A really important strategic partner to have. And as well, the really big thing here is that the fact that they've done months of due diligence on us and they love what they see to the point where we're their fourth project means a lot. So really appreciative of this relationship, and it signals to the market that we are a high quality project, which going forward is extremely important for us, especially when we're competing with 1,600 or so other projects in the industry. Okay, so moving along to on the BD front here, we have some really, really nice updates and announcements brought to us by Rowan, actually, he and his team have been working nonstop to get us one deal after the other. And like we've been saying for months now, we have an incredible pipeline that over the coming weeks and months, you're going to see more of these announcements being made. What we have for you guys this bi-weekly is, number one, we had Zen added now to the Open Ledger DEX, which means we're trading on BitShares, which is the biggest decentralized exchange out there. They were the first decentralized exchange. They're personally one of my favorites. And now we actually have 6 Zen markets trading on BitShares. So we've got a BTC pairing, an Ether pairing, an EOS pairing, a USD pairing, a BTS pairing, and a CNY, which is the Chinese yuan pairing. These markets are actively traded. There's a little bit of volume on there, so I highly encourage everyone. What we're trying to do here in this industry is decentralize everything while asset exchange is a major part of this. So I encourage you guys, check it out. We're also on BISC, the decentralized exchange. So you can see part of our focus here, besides the heavy hitting volume exchanges that are centralized, we're also targeting a lot of these decentralized exchanges. So the BitShares announcement is a really important one for us as a community. Okay, so next up, we have Zen added to Changelly. So Changelly is another excellent and long-standing project where you can buy and sell Zen now for other crypto pairings without an account. So this is like Shapeshift, it's like Evercoin we've been on. And now Changelly is really important, especially because they're the backbone for a bunch of other services in this industry. Like, for instance, a lot of services that have in-wallet exchanges use Changelly. They have a project in the near future where they're going to be adding a buy and sell trading option on CoinMarketCap, for instance. So this is a really big deal for us. It exposes Zen to 2 million new registered users. They have APIs, key partnerships across the industry. So expect to see Zen through Changelly now being exposed to this whole ecosystem of not just users, but also developers and entrepreneurs who are building into the blockchain space. So that was a really big deal for us. Ronan and his team did an awesome job closing these 2 deals so that we can announce them this bi-weekly. Expect more good stuff in the future, though. Okay, so moving on to probably the most critical development update we want to announce for you guys today, and we've been talking about this for a while, that we have some big core updates on our DevNet. So what we're doing now is officially scheduling the next hard fork where we're going to be implementing these things. So what we have here is, you can see this on the timeline, we have the current version of Zen 2.0.11 is actually going to be deprecated in June. So block 332,576. 2.0.11 is going to be deprecated. And then what we have is a whole suite of Zen upstream improvements that are going to go live with our next hard fork, which we're scheduling to occur 1 week after the, 1 month after the deprecation of the current version. So we have a little bit of a window here. We want to be as proactive as possible because everyone needs to upgrade their software. In particular, our team is going to be working very actively with exchanges, pool operators, really any key stakeholder that's operating software and ecosystem. We want to make sure that everyone is very well aware of the scheduled upgrade. It's going to be a really important upgrade for the community and for the project. We have a lot of really interesting cleanups to the current core code base. We have things like null transaction function being added back in so we can add arbitrary data to the chain. We have a whole bunch of other updates that we'll announce going forward as well. But just to get this out there now as early as possible, we want everyone to be aware of this so that we have a nice, clean, and smooth hard fork. Because hard forks can be messy, and we want this to be as professional as possible. Also, the big thing is the Supernode staking is actually going to go live in terms of payments being released to prospective Supernode operators with the new hard fork. So that's where also one of the big changes is the payouts for the block rewards are going to be changed with this hard fork. Okay, and moving along, trying to make this quick, we've got secured node updates. So Devman, are you available to give a quick summary here?
Yep, I'm online.
Awesome.
For the secure nodes, we had an issue in the past couple of weeks where someone figured out how to point multiple nodes at one stake address, but we figured that out, what was going on, pretty quickly. Took care of that, and that's no longer an issue. The number of nodes we have out there has stabilized, so we're just moving forward with that. We have deployed additional tracking servers, so we now have an EU4 and a NA4 server to help spread the load across the servers, and we decommissioned the SEA, the Southeast Asia server. Our provider is still doing fixing for meltdown bugs, so we've been having some outages the last few days as we go through and clone some of those nodes and get them up to current standards. And we've been working on database and query optimization, so we've got a bit more performance out of our system overall. We'll also be transitioning to a new hosting provider, and that is being planned right now, probably within a few weeks, and we will be posting information about that. We don't have a specific date yet, but anything that takes place improve that activity. If we have any data loss, then we'll have ways to be able to make that up on the back end so there won't be any losses to any of the node operators during that event. And also on the secure node sides, we've been looking at the European GDPR compliance and just figuring out what we need to do across all of our sites, not just secure nodes, but website and our help desk, et cetera, et cetera. And we also have our teams focusing on the on-chain secure node design for what's going to be taking place in the version 2 of secure nodes. And back to you, Rob.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Alan. And let's just pass right along to Zenchick to give us a marketing and social media update.
All right. Well, thank you, Rob. So our marketing strategy has several pillars, as I mentioned before. We have grassroots, public release, interface with media, social media marketing, newsletter promotions, etc. So we're tackling all of these from all fronts and continue to expand. So we're expanding our efforts, but also expanding our team members. I'm really proud to announce a new addition to our team, Jonathan Teplitsky. He comes from us from Amazon and Uber and has a great deal of experience. So his skill sets are going to be complementary to our marketing team. We're really excited to have him on board. So welcome to him. So from the grassroots perspective and as a grassroots project, it's important for us to continue this effort. So we've seen increased exposure on Reddit, and that's really, really nice to see our community members and different people learning about Zencash to post articles. So we've seen several articles about Zencash on the first page of subreddit in the last few weeks, and that's the cryptocurrency subreddit. So we are continuously reaching out to YouTubers to continue that exposure. So as millennials in cryptocurrency industry, it's a great conduit YouTube is for to get this exposure. So if you have a YouTube channel, please contact me or Mater, and we will get you in touch with one of our team members. So we would like to continue that effort. But now going from a different perspective, so that's all digital marketing. We also have an article about Zencash on the Why Bitcoin magazine, and this is a print release. So we're really excited to have this, and I can't wait to get my hands on one of these out. So that's going to be really exciting. So moving to the actual numbers. So as you can see on the screen, we've seen an increase in organic growth on our social media pages. So I'd like to challenge you, our community, to please follow, share, and like, and continue this momentum for growth. We really need your participation in helping get the word of Zen. So as you can see on our website, we're rocking it. We have increased users. Users are staying longer on our page, and we have a decreased bounce rate. So this tells us that the website redesign was a success. And with that, we are going to continue refining the website, and you'll see some changes in the upcoming weeks. Our goal is to make the website as useful, interactive, and a sort of one-stop shop for anything Zen. So please bring your comments on improvements to the table, to Discord, or email me anything that you think that needs to be improved upon. So big thanks to some of our community members. Spiral was highlighted in the last few weeks for the biweekly, but he continuously provides inputs to us, and this is important because we want to improve and make our digital presence better. So from the content perspective, we are tailoring our message and customizing our message to our international audience. That's why it's really important that we do our translations by humans, not just having the Google Translate do it for us. So we take the time to, and our team members to actually translate these and customize the message so that we have a better impact in our international community. So we're all about customization, individualization, and bringing the message to our community members individually. And that's why you've seen a change in our blog methods. So we have an increase, which is a crazy number, 90% increase in our blog views and user base. So that's amazing. A big thanks to Lucy to helping us get that focus out. And you've seen a lot of the articles come from Alexa or CryptoChick. She's on our Discord channel. A big shout out to her. She's done some amazing articles. I wanted to address, we get a lot of input from our community about Facebook and saying that Facebook is not the right place to have a privacy platform to be advertised. We focus on Facebook for a few reasons. So a big international base uses Facebook as their primary form of communication. Whether you agree or not, that's correct. It is what it is. And we'd like to tap into that market and also be part of the conversation about privacy and why privacy is important, and give that education to these user groups. We've seen increased growth on Facebook and Twitter. The numbers look good. They could be improved. And this is where I challenge you, our community members, to like, share, retweet, post, and help us grow our organic user base. We don't want to go ahead and buy social media users like a lot of projects do. We want this to be an organic growth. And along with that, in challenging our community, I want to say that I have two things for you guys. I'd really like your inputs on, we want to have the baddest hashtag out there. So look forward to some details on the competition coming soon. We really need a hashtag that reflects the Zen ethos, Zen community, and how awesome we are. So looking forward to getting feedback on that. And then we also have another one that I'm not going to be mentioning that is going to be a huge, huge, huge contest. So stay tuned for a lot of that messaging coming forward soon. All right, taking a breath now. Next slide, please. All right, so along with marketing, so we have our digital presence, we also need to have boots on the ground and talking to people. So we do this by going to conferences, going to meetups, and having a presence at different types of events. If you have a meetup or an idea, please submit that on the forum proposal. We have some funds for the community, and we need your help to be on the ground and spreading the Zen word. So please submit a proposal for meetups, events, anything that has to do with spreading the word of Zen around the world. So it's important that our community be an active participant. So along with that, we have our Central Europe team going to Changes Conference this week. Actually, Arno is going to be speaking, and we have Philippe, Lucas, and Camila from the Horizen team going off and supporting that event. So you're going to see that on social media, and we've already started advertising that. Rob is going to be at a conference in South Carolina, and that's going to be really interesting to take the word of cryptocurrencies and a privacy platform to a more traditional set. And then we're headed off to Consensus. So Consensus is one of the largest cryptocurrency conferences in the industry, and we're happy to have a booth there. So please stop by if you're attending Consensus. If you're not attending Consensus, but you are in the area, we'll be announcing an awesome party to celebrate our first year anniversary of our launch. So we're really excited to that, and please, details will be coming soon. So Alex from our Russian team is going to Minsk on the 26th. So please, if you're in the Moscow area, or in Minsk area, or surrounding areas, please stop by to say hi and chat with Alex. Rob and Rolf will be at FECON, so that's Economic Freedom Economic Forum in Georgia, and then head off to another local conference at Cryptolina. So help us grow, spread the message. If you have a meetup or an event, please submit a proposal, and we'll get that reviewed, approved, and let's spread the Zen around the world. All right, thank you, Rob.
Thanks, Rosario, and I'll just relay to David if you are available to give the Eastern Europe update.
Yes, sir, I am. Oh, so many great things, and I'll add on my little part here in Eastern Europe and Russia. Well, one is the meeting. As Rosario just announced, we're going to have a presence in Minsk, Belarus, and there's another one going on in Russia later this month. Alex will also speak there. He's getting very popular out there. And you can follow us. There is a website for the event, grandmaster.events, where you can find the event. And we actually will be advertising it on our social media, just like our other conference presences. So please follow us. And I think they promised us they're going to even record the video of the speech. So we'll be likely putting it out there. Our community translated the white paper in Russian, and I really like when this happens, not because I saved $20 on Upwork to have somebody else translate, but it really shows how much the community, participates and really cheers for the project. And, it goes back to the grassroots efforts that are basically, showing that it does work in the community, and we're being successful in that front. Well, really exciting sort of a thing that has come up is the someone from one of the CIS countries, and I'm sorry I'm being a little cryptic here, privacy matters obviously. He reached out to me and said that there is few large banks in the country, and it's a large country, that are interested, that have picked, basically they researched and picked a handful of cryptocurrencies that are almost all of them are relatively large market cap. And one of them was Zencash, and they said, well, would like to work with these guys and explore the areas where we can do either sort of a bilateral R&D or see what the use cases can be for these cryptocurrencies. And again, I was happy about it for a couple of reasons. There's two ways to do this. One is that I start researching, okay, where can I spread the Zen love in Russia, and contact with different people and say, hey, we're great and we're having this awesome product, and what can we do together? Well, it's another thing where somebody else actually objectively, they themselves find out about us and they reach back out. That's a whole different level of, I think, popularity and appreciation from an industry. And when I say industry, it's not even the blockchain industry, it's really traditional financial institutions actually starting to get interested in it. And I think it's a whole different big space that has a lot of potential down the road. So we'll be exploring some usability applications, some scaling solutions, and again, I cannot say the names of the banks, but hopefully I'll be able to say it in the next coming months. It's not going to be next bi-weekly, I can tell you that. This is a relatively large and long-term project. And of course, we're continuing our grassroots efforts and engaging different media channels. Right now, I'm talking to one of the websites, Pro Bitcoin.ru, that we're just working out details how we can work together and sort of co-promote, and we'll go from there. I think that's about it. I'll pass it on next to, I guess, Luca, his Italian market, or our DJ Rob.
Thanks, David. I appreciate it. I don't believe Luca's here. He's in Miami right now, meeting up with an Italian Bitcoin community in Miami, which is interesting. But we do have our BD manager here. Rowan, do you want to take the next few charts here? I think we've got the Italian market, Korean market, and Japanese market without their reps here. Oh, and guys, apologize. I just saw Rowan doesn't have his mic up right now, so I'll just cover that. Okay, so for Luca, what I love is creating this whole Zen Valley concept. So this is in northern Italy. Personally, I can't wait to go visit. Or Luca's actually been on the warpath just recruiting merchants to accept Zen, which is really cool. And not just merchants, but he's looking at, actually, there's going to be one really big business partnership that he's working that we're excited to announce actually next bi-weekly, but we'll give a little bit of a teaser here. The Italian website is up and running, so zencash.com/IT. Really cool. And the white paper, the new white paper has been translated to Italian, so check it out. Luca's already pushed that out over social media. And like I said, he is personally in Miami this week, so he's here in the US and spreading the Zen love. So the Korean market, so Jung-hoon, I also believe is not here right now, but feel free to interrupt. So I'll go through this in the Japanese slides. So Jung-hoon actually is doing a great job with interfacing Zen into just a whole variety of meetups and events in South Korea. So this is really awesome exposure for us. So just running down the list, he's participating in Ether Labs meeting, Blockchain Data Meetup and Open Blockchain Industry Association, participating in that, and also taking part in a debate held by the Korean National Assembly on the 18th of the month, looking at potential partnerships. So he's actually reviewing and researching a proposal for Korean blockchain companies, actually getting Zen integrated into the companies, visiting actually a big, it was a crypto TV station in South Korea called Bitgosu, and he's actually visiting their offices to talk about getting Zen involved on their TV show. So that's all really cool stuff. The Horizen Wallet Guide has been translated, completed, and posted on our blog, and also preparing to hold our own small meetups with the Korean community in Seoul in early May. So moving along to the Japanese market for Tega and Sebastian. So these guys, again, so the big themes here are meetups, Zencash exposure in the local market. So here we're looking at a meetup on the 11th. Tickets are free, so if anyone in Tokyo, please check it out. And also, there's going to be a dedicated Zencash meetup in Tokyo in addition to this other meetup. And secure node tutorials have been updated, translated to Japanese, which is excellent. And these guys are going to be attending several other meetups. So just running down the list there, there's a Bitcoin Tokyo meetup on the 3rd, and Tokyo Cryptocurrency and Blockchain meetup on the 9th, and then a Tokyo FinTech meetup on the 10th. So they're very active in the market there and just getting the word out about our project. And the next country lead, Mexico, I think, Angie, you are available online. Do you want to go through your slide?
Yes. Hi, guys. Well, updates on the Mexican market. We are preparing ourselves for our next meetup in Cancun, Mexico, which is kind of like this big touristic city, which I imagine some of you already heard or know about. There's a big group of crypto enthusiasts in there, both local and foreign. So we believe it's going to be a cool meetup to kind of like spread the word of Zencash. So we hopefully catch up with you guys there on May the 24th at a local restaurant that actually accepts crypto, which is kind of cool. We're also continue and preparing ourselves with the Beluga Pay integration, which is a Mexican POS system, which is great as well. And also we launch our campaign on Steemit called Zencash Latino, our username, and we're going to start posting a lot of content in Spanish about all the history of Zencash since the beginning and until the things we are doing now. And we have a kind of like a cool idea, and we're creating a campaign and a series of cool Zencash videos in Spanish with a digital newspaper called Crypto Uno and their digital core magazine, which is going to have the name of Meeting Zencash or Meet Zencash, all about us. As you can see in the picture, they have this pretty cool magazine stuff. So it's kind of like this whole crypto media stuff, information, news. So we're going to have kind of like a special edition. We're working on that. And I think from our side, that's it. Thank you. Thanks to you guys.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Angie. So just guys, quick recap here. The major themes are, one, we're getting noticed by a lot of people out there and a lot of very credible people who've been in this industry for a long time. That's awesome. And not just this industry, but so that's the DCG side. We've got all these business development partnerships that Rowan's been spearheading, which is awesome, and continue to see these snowball because they kind of feed on themselves. But also, like what David mentioned, is we actually have people outside of the industry who are looking to get into the industry or looking at us as an entry point into the industry. So that's huge, and it just signals that we're doing something right. On the development side, we're a little bit light here, and we're just focused on the next hard fork coming up. What you're going to see, though, are actual products delivered to market in the coming weeks. So we're going to be looking at our core updates delivered to testnet soon, and we also have our new wallets we'll actually be introducing to the community. We're actually racing for consensus, so probably about mid-month, but more to come on that. So you're going to see a whole bunch of actual dev updates being released soon. And then the other stuff, all the marketing metrics are up, guys. So everything is going really well. Kudos to the team. Keep doing an awesome job. And of course, the team feeds on the community feeds on the team, and it's a great feedback loop there. So let's just keep it going. So What we'll like to do is Rolf and I will stick around for some Q&A. I know, Rolf, you've been teeing up some questions in Discord. Do you want to kick that off?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. We have a number of different questions. First of all, one of the things I wanted to say about about what makes Zencash different, besides the awesome community, the marketing, the reaching out, getting on all sorts of different exchanges and partnerships, is that we have a big focus on usability. So we are kind of, I think, pushing the limits and seeing how far this ZK Snark-based cryptocurrency can go. And we hit a limit this last week, and it had to do with people making big transactions that hit what's called a quadratic scaling limit. So I don't want to get too technical on this, but it has to do with some of the people that were running mining pools needed to put some limits in because there were so many transactions and so many different things going on that we have to go back and make a few small changes and do some updates. So people say, well, why is it, what makes Zen different? We are set up for usability, and our wallets are great. If you look at a lot of the different cryptocurrencies, especially the ones that have privacy, ours are very usable. And we got on the Ledger wallet, which was great. So a lot of the things that we do make sense to some of the people that are looking at part of it, and they don't make sense to other people, but we overall have a plan for what we're doing, and we're working towards usability and keeping things up and going. So, Rob, one of the questions was, are we going to be doing Lightning Network or setting up things for swaps or other types of off-chain transaction type things to other cryptocurrencies? Do you want to address that one?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, this is the sort of thing that becomes possible with our side chaining, direction that we're taking, but it's certainly not part of our roadmap that we want to advertise right now. Quite frankly, just because we're not resourced to do it. So the team we have in place, we have a very structured kind of development roadmap here, and we're taking things one step at a time. We're certainly thinking about the future, and these are the sort of things that are nice potential scaling solutions, and not just scaling solutions, but utility stuff for usability on off-chain swaps. Great idea. It's certainly on our radar, but I don't want to overpromise and start committing ourselves to this stuff without actually having a credible plan forward.
All right, yeah, that's a great answer. And then why the change on the we estimated that we would change the secure node and super node staking payout from after May to July. Well, as we go through and set all our different plans and development and timeline and testing and things like that, the July 1st date is what came up as the best date to change that over. And we intend to have a super node tracking system and payment system in place that's very similar to the secure node tracking and payment system. So we're still on track for that. And let's see, question, are people gonna need to download a new version of the wallet after the fork? Let's see, well, it's a hard fork, and so on a hard fork, new things that come out in the hard fork aren't backward compatible. So it would be best to download new wallets. I'm going to have to defer the full answer on that, but I think if you use an old wallet, as long as it doesn't send transactions that are in conflict with the newer versions of the code, it should work well.
So I'll take an easy question here, or not even a question, nice comment. I just want to kind of foot stomp, because some are talking about the Zencash blog is really good, and I completely agree. So this is awesome job to CryptoChick, to ZenChick, to Lucy, to everyone else who participated on that. Like, thank you guys so much. Our public-facing content is looking amazing. So you guys are doing a great job.
I agree with that. It keeps getting better and better. I think that's about all we have from questions that I've seen. So last chances to type some in here on the YouTube or on the Discord. And I know that some people had wanted to have us do more video, and we're testing that. We're open for suggestions for the best way to do multiple people bringing in a video conference and then sending it out by OBS live. So that's we're testing a few different things on that, and we should have that at some point. And you're not going to be hearing me for the next 2 live streams because I'm going to go on vacation, going on a family vacation for a couple weeks. It's starting for me right after Consensus. I'm looking forward to being up in New York City and then taking some family vacation. So you'll have a different host for the next 2 live streams. So don't worry, I'll be back after that.
Rolf, I think we need to do a community pool on whether or not you should take a vacation.
Yeah.
No comment, huh?
Let's see. Community pool on vacation or family happiness. That's an easy choice every time.
Nice. Cool. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll stick around the text channel here. If you guys have additional questions, please, queue them up, and we'll do our best.
All right. Great update. I appreciate everybody putting the hard work in for it. Talk to y'all later.